Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Spiritual Crash. I'm your host, Gethin Mayers, and this is episode 8, Differences Between Psychics and Mediums. So this is something that people get confused all the time. They always assume psychics are mediums and mediums are psychics, which is partly true because every medium is psychic, but not every psychic is a medium. So let's break it down. Let's get straight into it. So we're going to focus on psychics first. So psychics focus on the present and the future. Psychics primarily focus on providing insight and guidance about a person's current life situation or future events. They may use tools such as tarot cards, astrology, numerology, or palmistry to tune into the energy surrounding the person or the situation. They have intuitive abilities. So psychics rely on their intuition abilities to gather information from the energy fields or a person's aura. They may receive impressions through clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, or claircognizance. We'll cover them in another podcast, all the different clairs, which is very good, very good. I love all the clairs. I think we might have actually done them. I can't remember now. But yeah, we'll cover the clairs anyway if I haven't done them already. So psychics can also provide general guidance. They offer on various aspects of life, such as relationships, career, health, personal development. They may help clients gain clarity and insight into their circumstances, empowering them to make informed decisions. They do have some sort of connection to spirit, like I'm not saying they like fully dismiss from it. They have got some sort of connection to the spiritual realm, but their main focus is providing guidance and insight from the energy fields of the living rather than communicating with the spirits of the deceased. So that's kind of why they're more psychic. They deal with more people of the living rather than spirits. So that's the main difference between the twos. Whereas mediums communicate with spirits. Mediums specialize in communicating with spirits of the deceased. They act as intermediates between this physical world and the spirit world. So that's why we're called mediums. It's because we're the middlemen. Or women, obviously. So we're in between the physical world and the spirit realm, relaying the messages from the loved ones who has passed to their living relatives or friends. Evidential mediumship. This is the mediumship I focus on because I think evidence is the best way of proving that life is endless. So if I can give you something that I know, it's going to be like, there's no way I know that, then I've done my job, and that's evidence. That's very good evidence. So mediums often provide certain evidence and detailed information from spirits, such as names, dates, memories, or shared experiences to validate their identity of the communicating spirit. This evidential mediumship helps establish a connection and provide comfort and closure to the recipients of the messages. So yeah, this is a really important part because I really dislike it when mediums like get up and they're like, I got mum here, she's very proud of you, she's got so much love to give to you and all this. How do you know that's your mum? They haven't proved it's your mum. They haven't said what she looks like or her personality or any ailments or anything like that. They've just literally said, I've got mum. Or worse off, they tend to go like, oh, have you got mum in spirit? And if you say yes, they'll be like, right. If you say no, they'll probably go, oh, have you got nan in spirit? And they ask the question. So mediums are also able to use psychometry or trance. Some mediums may use psychometry. This is reading objects using the energy of the object. So say, for instance, you had their ring or their wallet or any piece of item of the loved one, and this will help them build that connection to that loved one because they're already able to tune in with the energy. Trance is the highest form of mediumship. I do sit trance circle, and it is the highest form of mediumship. I haven't done it in a while, but when I was doing it, it was absolutely amazing. We can do a whole nother podcast on trance. So I love how at the moment things are just leading into other topics, which is what I wanted. Brilliant. So yeah, trance is basically where you let the spirit come in and your energies blend and your mind goes to the side and spirit takes over. So it's the highest form. So unlike psychics, mediums focus on providing primarily on the communication between the living and the deceased. So that's our main job, is to provide that comfort. Whereas psychics, they focus mainly on giving guidance, insight about the present or the future. So, in summary, while both psychics and mediums possess intuitive abilities and may use similar techniques, their primary focus and specialities differ. Psychics focus on providing guidance and insight about the present or future, whereas mediums specialize in communicating with spirits of the deceased. So, this is why so many people get so confused with it, is because there is so many psychics out there claiming that they are mediums when they're not. And it really does frustrate me when I go to spiritual churches and they're meant to be doing a mediumship demonstration and they just work psychically. They just tell people about present, like their emotions and stuff that they're going through at the moment. And the worst is when they, like I said, they just stand there and they go, I got Mam here. She's saying that she's proud of you. I know that you're going through a bit of a difficult time at the moment. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, they just work psychically rather than giving the evidence of their loved one around them, which I think a lot of mediums around us have lost. And this is where it's good to know when you're going for a reading, what type of reading to go for, because a medium will bring evidential evidence of your loved one. So it's more like things to help you like know that they've gone over safely. It could be like that you wanted to hear off them for a little bit of guidance, comfort. Whereas psychics, if you go for a psychic reading, that is more like guidance and for the future. So tarot cards, that kind of thing is more psychically. So don't get them mixed up. Obviously, there is some people like myself who sometimes when we're doing our tarot cards, we just bring spirit through anyway. So a lot of the time I do half and half. So if they wanted a bit of mediumship, they wanted a bit of, guidance, I do half and half with the tarot cards. So I basically bring forward their loved one. I'll be like, this is what they look like. Make sure that they know who it is. And then just let them take over with the reading. So that works quite well. A lot of people enjoy that. But yeah, depending on the circumstances with it. So yeah, just look out for some of the signs. If they're not bringing any evidence forward, they ain't bringing anything where it's like, that that's your loved one, or that's connected to your memory links, or there's no names, dates, or any evidence as such. It's all about your emotions and how you're feeling. That's a good sign to look out if they're working more psychically or mediumship. So I go to a spiritual church every Sunday, and you get some really good evidential mediums. You get some really bad evidential mediums. But you also get some really good psychics, and you also get some really bad psychics. So like, I'm not knocking psychics because it is a gift as well, just as much as the mediumship. But I do think that if you're working psychically, you should be honest and say that you're a psychic rather than a medium. But yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with people preying on vulnerable people. And that's what people are when they go for readings and stuff. They are vulnerable people. Because no matter what you say, they're going to clutch at it. So if they've recently just lost someone and you're telling them that you got their mum there when you haven't, this is why so many people are skeptical. This is why you always hear like, oh, mediums are fake and all this. It's because there's so many people out there preying on the vulnerable. There's so many people out there who, just being very vague or very generic with the evidence that they're giving. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I try to always avoid the generic stuff. I always try to push myself out my comfort zone, and I just give what spirit gives me. And I'm very lucky at the sense that I'm so passionate about this. I'm always trying to better myself. So the thing I'm working on at the moment, so that people know definitely I'm working mediumship rather than psychically, is I'm working on getting the name of the person who's come through in spirit. So yeah, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm working towards, is getting the name of the person in spirit, because I think that's going to be the purest piece of evidence that one can work on. And that would be like the biggest confirmation to show people I'm working psychically. I'm working, towards helping other people so that they can feel uplifted, so that they know that their loved one is definitely with them, rather than just assuming who it is, Like, that's what I'm working towards. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And I hold my hands up when I'm not able to read for everyone. I'm not able to read for everyone, but I'm working towards working on being able to read for everyone, and I'm mastering my craft, as you will, because I think it's so important to give people the message they need. People that need that confirmation rather than just I got mum here, she's proud of you. Yeah, that's nice to hear, and you're probably going to love hearing that, but it just makes me feel as if, I don't know, it's a bit lazy, if that makes sense. So just hold your hands up and just say, I work psychically, so I know this is going on, rather than being like, oh yeah, my mum's telling you, your mum's telling you that this is going on. I hope that makes sense. So this episode's a little bit shorter because there's not really much you can talk on about the differences between psychics and mediums. So I started off mediumship before I did the psychics. And basically, yeah, it's all about work and your intuition and stuff. So there's loads of different like games and stuff I do to improve my intuition. So my psychic ability as well as the mediumship. So a pack of playing cards and trying to guess what's on the playing cards. That's always a good one. So you don't look at it and then you basically like 7 of hearts, and guess. But you start off just by guessing if it's red or black. Then you work up to the suits. Then you work up to the numbers. Then you work up to the numbers and the color. And then you work your way up. And I've been doing that for a while now, and I'm not very good at it, don't get me wrong, but I do get moments where I'm very good. We did a few games the other day on a TikTok live where people was asking me questions, and I just had to try and, I say guess, it was a bit of guess, it was a bit of me working with my guide, so that was good practice, and I enjoyed that with the live as well. So maybe I'll do something similar today. Actually, that could work quite well. But yeah, it's little things that you do to just work on your intuition. Obviously, there's the ones where it's like, guess what color we're going to pick, and guess what color or crystal this is, or how many crystals are in my hand. Or what I do when I drive in is try and guess what car is going to come around the corner next. That's quite a fun one, because obviously you've got to get out the habit of like, oh, well, it can't be another black car, because obviously there's been 6 black cars already. And it's really fun because you really do want to doubt yourself, but the more you trust your intuition, your gut and stuff, the better it is. So yeah, that's the difference between a psychic and a medium. There's lots of pros and cons to each of them, and if you're going for a reading, make sure you do your research on the type of person that they are. If they're claiming that they're a medium, make sure that they are a medium and they're not just working psychically and tricking vulnerable people. So yeah, so next week I think it's quite fitting, considering we've just talked about psychic mediums and I spoke about some of them in church and what to look for in church. So we're going to have what to expect stepping into a spiritual church for the first time is the next episode, which I think is quite an interesting topic, because I never thought I would have ended up in a church, but we'll talk about that next time. So yeah, just remember, if you take anything from this, every medium is psychic, but not every psychic is medium. So this has been Spiritual Craft. I have been Gethin Mayers, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. I'm proud of you. I believe in you, and let's go and smash it. See you in the next one.